guys, how are you? My name is Connor. You are watching ThrivingMinimalist.com. And today we are talking about Airbnb. Is it worth it for nomadic travelers or just whatever, just traveling? You know, how good is Airbnb compared to just staying in a hotel or maybe finding something on Craigslist? So to start off, I wanted to showcase and show you the Airbnb that Brittany Taylor and I are staying in for a couple of days here in Austin, Texas. As you saw, we just came in through an electronic door. Let me go over to this window here, and you can see down there beyond the tree is Winnie. That's our 19-foot RV Winnebago on a Toyota truck where we live, I don't know, maybe 60–70% of the year, and at other times we are traveling internationally. And sometimes, as I said in other videos, what we like to do, especially if we have a video project or projects like we do right now, is to rent a space. And not just for projects, but also just to enjoy our life more. We really love Winnie. We really love living a nomadic life, an RV life. We love cooperating and coming together and creating in really small spaces. And it's also fun to be able to spread out. So, Airbnb is one way that we do that, and at this time I've probably rented, I don't know, a dozen Airbnb places, and on a whole I've had really good experiences with it. So I wanted to take a moment and show you this one because it's particularly awesome. So let me get out of the shot here so I can just show you a little bit of what's going on. This is all brand new construction here, really nice deep sink. Pretty much everything you see came with the place. So, you know, a little salt, a little spice, coffee maker, toaster, obviously microwave and oven. There's a dishwasher here, and the place is fully stocked with dishes, you know, completely stocked. Anything you would need utensil-wise. It's just a really nice setup, honestly. This is the nicest Airbnb I've stayed in, especially for the price, which I'll get to in a little bit. There's trash bags underneath of the sink where you can take the trash out down to the trash and replace the trash bags. He's even got an umbrella over in the bedroom. There's extra paper towels. So like, the cool thing about Airbnbs that's different than a hotel, even if it's like a long stay hotel, is that it's a home. It's a house, and it really feels that way. And a good Airbnb will have their place stocked up with anything and everything you would need in order to enjoy your stay. So let's just check this out a little bit further. These mats are actually Brittany and mine, which are our acrobatic mats that we just set up here to stretch. And we've also been taking them out to the deck, which I'll show you in a minute. Flat screen TV, really simple, small couch. I mean, it's a really simple place. It's quite honestly a minimalist space. Really small. It's probably only 600 square feet or so, but it's just absolutely beautiful and was done in such a great way. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. So here's this adorable little bed. We're on the 2nd floor of a home. So this is kind of like what they call an in-law apartment or a grandmother apartment or whatever. It's just a second unit, smaller second unit on a larger piece of property. And the guy who rents the Airbnb lives here, and he also has an office downstairs. Brand new appliances. I mean, the whole place is brand new construction. This is like, I don't even know if it's a year old, honestly. This place is brand freaking new. And for a guy like myself who was in the construction business for 10 years, I can say this is a very high quality stuff. Everything is very high quality. The sink, the countertops, the bathtub itself, the tile job, the lighting, like everything is very, very nice here. It also came with a washer and dryer, which is just like bonus, bonus, bonus. So this is the general space. This is the general space. When you get an Airbnb, you will often get something like this when you walk in. It'll give you information on the area where you're staying, maybe give you information on what to do with the trash, maybe give you information on Wi-Fi. So a good Airbnb place will always have some kind of piece of paper when you enter. I've only had one experience where I felt like the Airbnb place that I rented wasn't as awesome as I was hoping it would be, and that was in Lima, Peru. Otherwise, I've rented in California, let's see, California, definitely in Austin, in Thailand, and a couple of different places, in Peru, and a couple of different places, and I've had wonderful success. Overall, what I would suggest is when you get onto Airbnb, you find a place that has decent ratings. It's cool, sometimes you can get on and a brand new place came up and so it's super cheap because they don't have any ratings, but you don't necessarily know that it's going to be an awesome place. So I like to get on there and find places that have a lot of ratings and go with like 4.5 to 5 stars, because that means the place is really well managed, really well taken care of, and you're gonna get what you see. Sometimes the photographs that people put on there are not really part of the apartment, like the place that we stayed at that was kind of like a situation in Lima. They had taken a picture of the hallway and the waiting room, but it's a shared space. It's not really part of that individual space. And so that's the kind of thing that will get a rating of maybe 3 stars because it wasn't appropriately marketed. This place is a 5-star rating and has a ton of reviews. One of the reasons that this is also a 5-star rating is the price. So let's talk about price really quick. And then I'll talk about comparisons to other options, and why I actually think Airbnb is an excellent choice for you. So this place we got for 2 nights, 2 days and 2 nights. I also asked, which you can do, for an early check-in and late check-out. So we were able to get in at 1 o'clock, we're able to check out at 1 o'clock. So that's a full 48 hours. That's pretty awesome. And for that, it cost us $225. So in a city like Austin, where rent isn't super high, but there's also a lot of competition, a lot of people who want to live here, a lot of people moving in, and hotel prices, really cheap, like pretty not that great places start at about $55. If you want a place that's gonna be decent and like have all the things, it's gonna be $85. If you want a place with a kitchen, you're looking at $150, $200, $250. So to get a place like this, I think for the price of $225 for 2 nights is a spectacular deal. And I've seen a lot of deals like that on Airbnb. I've also seen some prices on Airbnb that are just kind of outrageous. So you're gonna get a mix, but in general, I feel like compared to hotels, it's a bigger bang for your buck, more amenities. Generally, if you get a 4.5, 5-star place, it's gonna be cleaner, less foot traffic. This is something to think about when you're booking an Airbnb. There's the price for the place, then there's a service charge, and then there's a cleaning fee. So if you book just 1 night, you're going to be paying the same service fee and cleaning charge as if you booked for a month. So that's something to think about. 1 night might cost you $175, 2 nights might cost you $225. Do you know what I mean? So that's something to look into. You can also always email your potential host and ask for a reduction in price. You can ask for the cleaning fee to be waived. You can ask for pretty much anything you want, and they can get back to you and say no, or they can get back to you and tailor it a certain way or negotiate or whatever. So that's really cool and not really something that you can do with a hotel. Another thing I want to bring to your attention about Airbnb is that there are places that offer weekly and monthly discounts, and some of them are as high as 50% or even higher. I haven't seen any higher than 50, but I assume that they're out there. So that's a really big deal, and I think Airbnb is being used a lot more as kind of a sublease option for people because it's really easy to get on and see the space and lock in the space for an indefinite amount of time. I have friends who are renting a bedroom on Airbnb and they have theirs booked 6 months in advance, but it's only being rented from 2 people. So 2 people are renting it for 3 months each. So those are college students traveling internationally who really wanted a space. Obviously, it's difficult to come here and try and check out apartments or find a sublease for that amount of time. So finding something on Airbnb and locking it in is a really great option. What's the difference between, say, a posting on Airbnb and a posting on Craigslist? Well, as it turns out, we have found a really great place on Craigslist that we're gonna sublet for about, I think it's 2 weeks, just coming up around the corner, which we'll also show you all in maybe a week or so when we move in. And it turned out to be a great deal. But I have spent many hours on Craigslist looking for short-term spaces, either to rent for a few days or to rent for a couple of months. And in all honesty, it's taken like way too much of my life. Like, it just takes a really long time. You never know what you're gonna get. Craigslist doesn't have a rating system, obviously, set in place for places like that. You can't really filter your searches as easily, so to find a certain window that you're looking for, if it's a couple of days or a week or whatever. And I think there's less options. I've also, you know, come up against like spam kind of stuff on Craigslist, where it's like, oh, that looks like a good deal. You email them and they want your email back, and then they start spamming you with a bunch of junk that has nothing to do with your inquiry. Airbnb doesn't really play that game. So all in all, I think Airbnb is an awesome service. It's a safe service. Airbnb, the company, I have heard from someone who works there, really wants you, the client, to have an awesome experience. And so they do everything in their power to make sure that you are safe, taken care of, not lied to, you know, that it's really worth your while. And if you have any issues, contacting Airbnb is apparently really easy to do, and even to get your money back on things that you don't feel were right is really easy to do. So these are all just awesome things. I would say for me, Airbnb, total win. I highly recommend it. I'm gonna put in an affiliate link just for fun, and we'll see what happens. If you use my affiliate link, I think that we both get a little bit of a kickback. I know that I will at the very least, but I'm hoping that you do too. So let me see if that's actually possible, and if it is, I will put a description box, or I put a little box here that says check the description box, and you can use that to sign up, and then I think you'll get a little kickback on your first booking, and I'll get a little kickback, and that'll be a lot of fun, I know, for me. So much love to you. Yeah, have an awesome time. I hope your nomadic life is really suiting you. I know that it's definitely suiting me. Mwah! Take care. Bye-bye.